Hey guys, I see Oscar in the city, motion picture, photography. How are you guys doing? Onyolua, how are you guys doing? So I'm excited to be doing this with Lala. This session is called Future the Future Conversation with Lala Akindoju. I mean there's so many other guests who are going to come on going forward, but I'm excited to be doing this with Lala because somebody who I'm really inspired by. Um let's see. Live on. She's on live. She's live on. Hi, Bookie. How are you? Hello.
Hi.
Look at you. You did
Hi.
glow. You did glow. You did glow.
Yes, now.
This lockdown is good for you.
Yes, dear.
Look
Thanks.
at your skin. That makeup. How's it been?
It's been very well, thank you. Thank
I like.
you.
Yeah. I mean, generally, how's the lockdown been for you?
To be honest, it's been refreshing because sometimes you don't know that you need a certain kind of break until it's forced on you, you
Mm.
know. And it's almost like, oh wow, I didn't know that I missed just being by myself.
Yes.
Just my own company and just
Mm.
doing the things that there are things I've been trying to do since 2018 that I
Mm-hmm.
haven't gotten around to doing because hustle, because traffic, because.
Yeah.
But the lockdown has allowed me to do many of these things, one of which is my webinar, which is on Monday, which I'm so
I am
excited
so
about.
excited for that. I know I've been asking you for this webinar since this classes.
Yes,
Yeah, I'm excited that you're
finally
doing
here.
that. Yeah, I mean,
So,
so let's get into the meat of today because time is already far gone.
okay.
Why did you decide to go into the movie industry?
Hmm. Hmm.
Mm-hmm. The million
That's
dollar question.
Yeah. I don't know that I decided. I think that it found me being a young person
You're
who
one of those
was
people that would say it chose you.
no, but really, I never, it wasn't like I grew up saying I was going to become an actor. It was
Right.
as I became a teenager and I started to discover myself that I found that I wanted to perform for the rest of my life.
Mm.
I realized that I wanted to tell stories. I wanted to um, play roles and experience other people's realities through storytelling. This was
Mm.
something I found out as I grew up. So I didn't always know. So it wasn't a decision to join or be a part of the
Mm.
music movie industry. But when this um, revelation came, when I realized that this was what I wanted to do, then I decided to take it seriously. Then I decided to build a career out of it. Then I decided to do my best to be excellent at it.
That's amazing. Like, so I imagine that you started really early. Like, at what age did you start? You mentioned that you were a teenager. At what age did you start?
Um, Professionally, correct? That's what you want to
Yeah.
know. Professionally.
Yeah.
15 years ago. 15 years ago puts me, I was a teenager. 18, 18
Oh,
plus
that was
15.
interesting. And at the same time, you were also in Unilag pursuing. You're not actually studying theater arts, were you?
No,
So
I
basically, you were
wasn't.
doing.
I wasn't. I
So
was
you were
studying.
acting and also studying. How was that?
It was tough. I always tell people that it is tough, and a lot of younger people, because I'm still young. A lot of younger people, younger people always
Okay.
say, "Oh, how do I combine this? Oh, I'm studying something else, but this is what I want to do, etc., etc." I always say that if for any reason you're not studying acting, theater arts, or filmmaking, you cannot have a life anymore. So it means that
Mm.
because it's not an excuse to fail at the degree you are studying, even if you are
Mm.
never going to work with it anymore,
Yeah.
you have to be excellent. So I always say that when you have to go to school, you have to do that. When you are on holiday, then you have to do the acting. You
Mm.
have to now develop yourself in performance. You have to find places to volunteer. When you are not having lectures in your university, there's a theater arts department. You have to go there. If you have the choice of picking theater as an elective, then pick it. If they are doing a play final year students in theater and they need extras, go there, because beyond even imagining that you want to do it, you need to even be in the area to be sure and see how you feel being around that space, you know. So I didn't have a life. When I wasn't doing schoolwork, I was doing acting work. Weekends, I was, you know, I didn't have a life. And then I had fellowship. So it was school, acting, fellowship, school, acting, fellowship. That was it.
A very hardworking teenager. I mean, knowing you now, I can understand what it was like back then, because I know that you can juggle anything. You're a tough girl in the sense of the word. Like, you are good.
I need a T-shirt saying I'm a tough girl.
I will make one for you at this rate.
No,
But
sit down.
yeah. So I want to imagine that 2010 was a phenomenal year for you, considering that you were a young actor who started in her teens and you were working hard at becoming an actor or a renowned actor. And fast forward to 2010, you win the Future Awards. How did that make you feel?
It was surreal. Let me tell you why it was even more surreal. I started acting professionally in 2005, right? Now, because I didn't study theater and performing arts or anything, I decided that I was going to work in theater so that I could get some training. So when I got nominated for the Future Awards, I did not think I was worthy of it. You know,
and
I didn't
in the building. Yeah.
I didn't think I was worthy of it. I was like, what? Oh, somebody's noticing me. You know. But in those 5 years, I had done the most amazing plays. My CV was solid. I had done over 100 productions. There was hardly any play you could bring up that I hadn't done. You know. Thank you, FBO. You love my hair. I wore it because of Temisa. Let me know.
I beg you, show me your color. Let's go.
You know. But anyways, I was like, I had done a season of Bole Shoyinka. In 2008, I had been cast in the V monologues, and I was the youngest person ever because I was 16. I'd done the V monologues. I had performed in Ghana. I had started to do things. I had done since Banzi is dead. I played a South African man. So when it came to the craft of acting, I did have a great CV, but I didn't think that anybody was noticing me, you know. And in fact, I started studying for my master's in 2009. So I was still in school. So I did my master's from October 2009 to October 2010. So when the Future Awards nomination came, I was in my master's class, and I was juggling masters and acting because I needed the cash, you know. But I got nominated. I was like, huh? What? Me? This Future Awards thing is for all the cool kids, all the smart cool kids. You know me.
I know.
Let me bust your brain.
It happens to a lot of us.
Let me even bust your brain. The people that were nominated with me in my category that year, Mercy Johnson was nominated. Omoni Oboli was nominated for The Figurine. Gideon Okeke was a big boy on tinsel. So me, I was just like, hello, sirs.
You just even feel okay to become along, to be along.
Hey.
They start call me, say I be nominee. I get it.
Do you understand? So it was surreal. And then, so I didn't even, like, I remember the nominees party. I was like, you know what, this nomination, I'm going to just handle it as a win because, you know, then there was press, you know, the Future Awards. And I remember that I was in class in school when one of my classmates walked in during my master's. I was in one of the study rooms. They're like, I heard Lala's name on the news because I think the Future Awards had all the press releases and everything. Instagram wasn't like, I wasn't on Instagram, you know. It was Twitter then, and I don't know how active I was on Twitter. So somebody was like, Lala, I heard your name on the news, oh, you have been nominated for something. I was like, what? So that was what made me even research before I got all the official communication. I was like, what? At the nominees thing, I didn't know how to behave. You know, I remember seeing Omoni Oboli for the first time. I was like, okay, oh, this is how they used to do. All right, let's just blend it. And then I won. Imagine the
amazing. That must have done a lot of good for you as a young person who was trying to get ahead in her career. I mean, I think this is what the Future Awards is about. It's not a popularity contest, as I said last year in one of my interviews. I mean, somebody who saw your journey, a young person who has been watching you, somebody would just say, some young girl in a room can say, oh, I'm looking at this lady, she's doing a lot of work. She might not be in the league of them on ability at the time, but that's inspiration for me because if she can do it, I can do it. So shout out to the Future Awards for inspiring all of us. So I'm gonna ask you now. You've been involved in a lot of stage plays, movies, and every other production that there is in this life. Have you done commercials too? Have you done commercials too?
Have I done commercials?
Commercials like ads.
No, not in front. I have worked behind the camera for commercials.
Okay, I know that. So for you, which one would you say is your best? Like, do you prefer stage, feature films, or both, or why? Which one do you prefer and why?
First of all, this is a trick question and it's a trap. I want
you to fall into that trap and say,
I jump past and
say, no, but you have to answer my question.
No, but let me tell you the honest truth. It's really difficult to choose because they are very different.
Okay.
The techniques are very different. The experiences are very different. You know, now you might think, oh my God, sorry, Diana, you're here.
Hello, Diana.
My friend she's Swedish or something. We did a course together in America, the IVLP in 2014. Hi, Diana. Anyway.
Diana. Follow me. Like my. Anyway, so guys, before Lala continues here, we are open to questions. You can contribute. Lala is open to questions. I'm open to questions. So please feel free to engage this conversation as well. Okay, so I'm listening.
I was saying that. So whilst on stage, to be really honest, the gratification is immediate. The energy, the emotions is like instant. You know, your blood is running. You can't, and then it's hard because you can't do a take two or whatever. Now, for camera, filmmaking is so tedious and hard. Filmmaking is very hard. You know, you're doing a couple of takes, you're doing it over and over again. And, you know, the camera is, once the camera does not have blood flowing in its veins, the camera is also very jealous. It's a jealous lover. So you cannot say that because there are no human beings like there are on stage, you don't give the same. You know, and if you cheat on the camera, it will show up on screen. Now, that feeling, when your film plays on the big screen and there are people, look, there's nothing that replaces that feeling when people watch your film and they appreciate it. Now, when I compare that to how I feel on stage, I can't really, you know, I've decided to just be like, they are both special in their own.
Lala, I feel like you're being a politician, but I will let you go. But before I let you go, people often say, especially people in theater, you know, they can be very shitty. Theater people are very shitty. I've done a couple of plays and I know how they can be. I respect the arts, but I've heard a couple of them say, what are they even doing? So they brought all these Nollywood people here. They are not good actors. I mean, like, they kind of say acting on camera is actually just like child's play compared to acting on stage. What do you think about that?
And I agree with you. A lot of thespians are very arrogant about their art. The art is so deep, you know. But all the best to them. Do you understand? Me, I'm a thespian, but I've also learned that art is very subjective. And then I realized that art is not going to pay my bills. Amen.
Yeah.
And if I sit and insist about art, sometimes it stands in the way of evolving and growing with the times and staying relevant. You know, and I believe that there's a lot to learn from both sides. So when I started producing plays, for example, I decided that I was going to market my plays like films. Do a photo shoot for my play. Do a trailer for the play.
Let me stop you for a bit. Wait. Let me stop you for a bit. So, guys, I went to see Another Country. So, in January, I reached out to Lala and said, I want to be an intern for a day at your play. So he said, okay, come. So I saw Lala walking backstage. But this play was really different from a lot of things I was seeing. There were cutouts of the actors standing. There's lots of ads and radio mentions. That's very different because you never see that with Nigerian plays. Why did you do that? Why was that important for you?
It was important. Also, Another Country was a collaboration between myself and Doyen Circle. And that's one of the things I keep talking about, collaborations, because pure thespians and art people are so stuck in their art that sometimes they forget that this thing is a product. We have to be commercial. We have to pull the audience to celebrate this, our deep art. And then you find that the deep artist does not have the funding or the wherewithal to get out there. So at the country was the perfect marriage. It was the perfect marriage because one can have that. And then Doyen's Circle was excellent at, whilst I focused on creating the art, Doyen's Circle was at the forefront of all the campaigns and everything. But it was not like, I'm going to provide you with the content. I'm going to provide you with the people. And then, Doyen was on top of it. It was all Doyen's idea. So, linking back to your initial comment about, theater people looking down and saying that, because, the truth is, in theater, the work is hard, and sometimes the gratification is not like film. Because you rehearse for 5 weeks, and then you perform a show only 4 times. And let's even bring it to Nigeria. Abroad, you might run that play for 1 year, and those 5 weeks of rehearsal then make sense.
Yeah.
You rehearse for 5 weeks, you do the same thing. Meanwhile, for film, depending on the style and the project and all of that, you don't spend as much time preparing, or you keep preparing, and when it's time to film, we film. But then, even filming is hard because sometimes you are filming 3 minutes of screen time, and you can film 3 minutes of screen time for 12 hours.
I know that.
But that's the ideal thing. In film school, that's what they will teach you. And when you are scheduling for filming, you schedule 3 minutes that's 3 pages on your script. That's what you schedule to shoot for the whole day. And a whole day is a 12-hour day, And that's because you will do different setups. You will do a close-up. You will do an over-the-shoulder. You will do a wide. Then we will change the lighting. Then you are trying to find your rhythm. Then you might do different takes because maybe in one take, everything wasn't perfect. And everything has to be perfect because stage is, what people say, film is closer to real life. Stage is exaggerated. Actually, I swap it over because stage is realer. Film, we tell you all kinds of lies. We put it here, it looks like this, So, the best of both. I'm about both.
Thank you so much, Lala. That was very insightful. I've learned a couple of things from that. Yeah, because I'm trying to also be an actor. It's not easy.
You're not ready.
Yeah, I have a couple of productions.
You have some things down.
I want to be like you, Lala, so that I'll be blazing the trail. You understand?
Come on now. That's the plan, yeah.
No, but thanks to people like you who show us what it is to actually work and actually achieve what they want. I mean, like, I see you doing your work so passionately, and I can understand how I need to deal with my own work and just going forward. Yeah, so I appreciate people like you blazing the trail for us. So let's go back into TFA. Let's go back to TFA for a bit. I mean, you won the award in 2010, yeah? How important was this award for you, and how did it affect your work going forward?
So the award became important after I won it because I didn't think I was going to win. The process of winning was surreal. So, in fact, it was my friend that kept on telling me I would win. So, in fact, she was the only person that was sure that I was going to win that award. We got there.
Wait, so she was sure that I was going to win?
Then,
was there any... I'm not... Because the future was very credible. Did she see it before?
Yeah, no. She was just... She believed in me. She just believed in me. Okay, sorry. She just was like, Lala, you're gonna win,
Yeah.
Really gassing me up. And then usually at future was there's a long list, then there's a short list of the nominees. And then when they do the short list, when you get to the venue, that's when you will now know the finalists. They never used to tell who the finalists were. So I was just like, when you get to the top 5, you are treated as a nominee, you are invited to the venue. But when you reach your seat and you open the program, that's when you will see if you are on the top 3 or not.
That thing can be so
scary.
I
got there.
Yeah.
I was like, that's how we don't wear clothes,
My friends, they're going to hold their heart, say, God, it has to be me.
John,
I've seen them so many times.
So I got there and I saw my name on the top 3. I was like, whoa. And then got there and I won. And I remember that it was Dr. Ruben Abati and Banky W that presented my award to me. And the next morning, Temisa, the headlines everywhere.
That's the crazy thing.
The next morning.
Wow.
I was just like, Nami be this. First of all, I had to, it was a Sunday night, the event. Monday morning, I had school. I was still a master's student. But everywhere, Lala Akindoju wins Future Awards Actor of the Year. Theater actor wins Future Awards of the Year. Newbie wins Future Awards of the Year.
Newbie, oh!
There was one that said, Lala Akindoju ticks off Mercy Johnson. You know, just creating, press
just
now.
so just for headlines. I know.
All kinds of headlines. It was just like, and then what it did was it announced me. The Future Awards is very dear to my heart because it announced me. So, and that's the thing about theater. You know, you might be doing all this work and people might be coming to see you, but it's nothing like when millions of people see you at once. And so winning the award also made people start researching me, checking out. So there were people that felt like did she really deserve it? But what it also said to me was the Future Award was not a popularity contest, because when you did bring out my CV, you are like, okay.
And you remember side by side these popular guys. Yeah.
Yeah, that's how Gideon and I even became friends, because we didn't know each other. And that day at the ceremony, he wasn't pleased that I won, and he said it to me, you know. But guess what? Later, when he went to research me, he reached out to me and said, you know what, you actually deserved it. And I really appreciated him for that.
That's amazing. It takes a lot of...
we became friends, you know.
Yeah.
So first of all, it made people research me. People were like, oh my God, she's done this, she's done that. My CV was full. What it also did for me, winning that award, what it did for me was it gave me confidence. Because you see, in this work of performance, and when your validation comes from people, I always say something that usually I'm doing a play, I have a film, I'm always nervous because I'm always like, this thing is about the audience. You can work hard and the audience will not like it. And that's it. It doesn't matter how nice you think your work is. If the audience doesn't like it, that's it. You know? And so at that point, you know, I didn't study theater, I didn't study acting, but I'd been doing this for 5 years. When I won the Future Awards, I felt like, okay, Lala, you're doing something right. I felt like, okay, it's like you have talent. And what that did for me was it gave me the confidence to now start my journey in television. So it was after I won the Future Awards, I went to audition for Tinsel. And then I started working professionally in front of the camera.
Yeah. This is rich history. This should be in the books. Yeah. So
come for my webinar, you people register.
No, that webinar, we're going to line up there. I'm gonna do a special announcement by myself. But I mean, you were young when you won this thing, yeah, and even after winning, yeah, there must have been challenges even after winning, yeah. And this brings me to my question. There are a lot of young people in the industry, including myself, who's trying to grow and just learn and just be in this space. And they face a lot of challenges in the industry with getting scripts, with auditions, with directors, with everybody. What is the one advice that you have for young people in this industry who want to actually be like you?
Oh, be better than me. That's always the prayer.
No, standard now, but they need to see themselves as the future. They need to see themselves in Lala. Yeah.
Start now. Stop waiting. There are many reasons why you tell yourself you should wait, but start now. Do whatever you can with what you have. Start now. Even if you're acting in your sitting room in front of your mirror, start now. That's one thing I'm going to say. Start now.
But you know how we young people are. I don't know. My own generation, we like microwave results, like now. Do you get?
Yes.
So a lot of people expect to blow, and when they don't blow, they're discouraged. Like, is it really easy to blow like that?
It's not. And look, let me tell you, do you know that by my own standards, I have not blown by my standards? Do you get?
That's tough. But if you say so, I will agree and I will take it from you. But that's a tough one, because if you have not blown, what will happen to people like me? Do you get?
Yeah, why you always say
crawling, but I agree.
Do you understand? And this blowing thing is relative. Which is why you cannot allow blowing be your aim or your target, because you'll be chasing shadows. If blowing is your goal.
You cannot allow blowing be your target.
No, you can't. What you need to do is say yes to the process. You have to say yes to the process. There's something my first boss used to say. He always said, don't wait until the metal is hot before you strike. Keep striking. It will get hot. So you waiting for the metal to be hot means you are waiting to blow. You are waiting to be popular. But striking until it gets hot is you starting now. Is you using what you have. Is you saying, I'm going to just keep at this thing because I want to be better, for example. Do you understand?
Yeah, but Lala, you know that sometimes it can be I mean, I'm speaking on behalf of a lot of young people who are in their different jobs and in their different races. It can be hard sometimes when you think that you're working so hard, but I know comparison is a bad thing, though. But sometimes you're like, but I've been at this thing for a long time. What can you say to those people to
Look, those
help them?
emotions are valid. Temisa, those emotions are valid. And if you are not ready for those emotions, you're not ready to start working in this space. Because they will always come. They will always come. Look, for every level you get to, you are always going to reassess yourself. There are days I feel like all this hard work is not giving me the desired result. Meanwhile, somebody is out there wishing they were me.
Yes.
Do you understand? So those things are always going to be there. What you need to do is sometimes you can give into those feelings 1 day, 2 days, get back on it. But that those feelings will not come is a lie. I'm not going to lie to you. There are times you're going to feel inadequate. There are times you're going to feel like you're wasting your energy. Is this thing ever going to produce any results? But you must keep at it. And it's, I tell people that I've been at my lowest on this journey. So at this stage of my career, I don't ask some questions anymore. Because I've been at the point where I had 0 naira, when I wasn't getting work. And if I didn't give up then, I can't give up now. So what I'm trying to tell you is you need to steel your mind. You gotta be strong. Because those days are gonna come and that's what's gonna test you whether this is really for you or not. Let me tell you, so I won the Future Awards. There were people that still found negativity out of the fact that I won the Future Awards.
Oh, yes.
Some people were like, I didn't deserve it. Some people were like this. Some people abused my dress. The makeup. Now hot chocolates, I am beauty. Now I take line lips.
My sister, hello, as I'm
dear.
not coming. What can you
Do
do?
understand? Now super cause we've won. You guys have to even watch Naked. My one woman show Naked. All these stories are inside my one woman show. Let me plug in. But I'm just saying that there was still negativity from there. And there was still doubt. In that period, I was studying for my master's because I wanted more. I was ready to understand filmmaking, camera, all writing, all these things. That's why I was doing the master's. But even at that, I was like, am I sure I don't want to be more of a star? Like I had people who started acting that year and started working on Tinsel, and they were huge stars. Do you understand? And somehow I missed that opportunity. But why did I miss that opportunity? Because I chose to submit myself to another process. So know thyself is not a course. They your learn, not the stupidness. You understand? So you decide what you want and then you stay with it. If not, because if you keep changing, you're never going to get a result. Emotions go to change, feelings, but when you stay the course, stay. But what I always say is the foundation has to be right. The Bible says the foundation before to what can the righteous do. So when you decide, then you follow through. Now, sometimes you make a wrong decision. Now, that's another kettle of fish. But there'll be there'll be days where you're depressed. Don't wallow in it. Find people who can pull you out of it. Remind yourself why you started. This is why blowing cannot be your immediate goal, So yeah, that's what I'll say to that.
Wow. This thing, all the things you just said there, it's the same conversation I was having with my friend some days ago. And this is so important. And thank God for platforms like the Future Africa, where we can actually have these conversations, because sometimes we just see you in nice dresses and you're on the red carpet.
Oh God.
For some role that she played in a movie, but
yeah,
people don't understand what the process really is. So
they don't know.
I think we have to always reiterate these things to younger people to understand that where you go, so you need to pluck cane, maybe they pluck grass, they follow me, because it's crazy. It's crazy. And thank you so much for sharing that, Lala. And just this brings me to another question. And And this is so important because Corona has changed the world.
Yes.
It has changed it, whether we like it or not. And this is an industry where lots of young people, your industry and my industry, is a place where a lot of young people are employed. What advice do you have for young Africans who are in the Nollywood industry or in the entertainment industry in these times, in these crazy times where they cannot go to work and we know that it's going to affect their work? What advice do you have for them?
Look, first of all, you need to protect your mental health. That's the first thing. And what are the things you need to do to protect your mental health? One of the things I've even told some of my colleagues is don't overanalyze the situation. The situation we're in, we've never been in it before. Don't overanalyze it. Don't spend so many hours thinking about all the negative possibilities, because your mind might just crumble at the thought of it, because the results, you don't know what they are. And as a creative person, your mental health is very important. So you have to be intentional about protecting your mental health. Whatever it is you do for spirituality, I recommend Christianity, but whatever it is you do, meditation, whatever, do that. You know, do it because of your mind. Okay? Then take things one day at a time. Do not fret for what is going to happen in 3 weeks. Because that fretting is going to make you lose your mind and you're going to be sad. What can I do today that will help me be a better performer, depending on the area of performing that you are? Is it to watch more films? You know, watching films is a way to learn and to be inspired. There was a time in my career when all I did was research actors. So you can pick one actor and research their entire career. Find out what they did. Find out the mistakes they made. What films were their turning point? What was their turning point? You know, do that. Consume content around what you want to become. Don't just watch things for watching sake, because you have to add value to yourself. My friend Arese said something to me at the beginning of the pandemic. And she said, look, this COVID-19 period, there will be winners and there will be losers. Lala, I want to be one of the winners. And that thing has stuck with me. And what is winning in the middle of a pandemic to you? It might be staying sane. Staying sane might be all that winning is to you. You know? So another thing I would say to actors or people in this space is find a community of people like you to be in touch with. You know, find people like you, your peers, your age mates, or people that want to become actors or whatever. Communicate with them, stay in touch with them. Then give yourself challenges. Attend as many webinars as you can. Zoom meetings, the one, especially if they're free, you know. Attend it. Enlarge your mind. Read books. Then, if you can afford it, find online courses. Attend online courses to improve your skill. You know, attend online courses. They're writing all kinds of courses. And then guess what? Start to set up things for yourself. You know, use your phone to record yourself doing a monologue. Use your phone to mimic somebody. Everybody is now on TikTok. Be on TikTok. Some people are dealing with this thing using TikTok. You know, be on TikTok.
I agree.
Nobody is going to hate you.
And
guess what? You can even develop an audience via TikTok. There are things you can do. You can volunteer. There's so many outreaches going on in this period. People are helping other people. Sometimes helping other people adds value to you and it helps you stay grateful, because you think that your condition is bad. But when you go and volunteer, you see that somebody is worse than you. Your outlook to life is better. So that's another thing you can do. Volunteer. Use social media to find ways to plug yourself into things that don't cost you any money. That's what I recommend for this pandemic. And to be honest, I don't know it all. I don't know what the next 3 months are going to hold, right? But one thing we know for sure is that everybody is going online. We don't know what the rules are going to be for how to film, how to run productions. We don't know. But my question is, when the new world starts, are you going to be ready?
Yeah.
Are you going to be ready?
Will you be ready? This is so insightful. One of the things that I just picked from what you just said now is consume content around what you want to become. That is so powerful. Yeah. I think some of us are like at the beginning of the lockdown. I was good, but after some point, I think that my mind was wandering a lot. So I had to take out time away from Instagram because I'm always on Instagram. So all the
Yeah.
bad news is on there. So I had to take out time, speak to my mentors, just watch things that were going to edify my spirit. And it was so important. So I think that people should actually do this thing you've said. Volunteer if you can, guys. Consume content around what you want to become. Online courses are there. Help people. And speaking of helping people, I don't you know that the Future Awards this year is also the Future Africa this year is in front of the Corona conversation in that we are rewarding heroes in the front lines
Yeah.
who are doing their best to fight Corona. So guys, if you know anybody who's helping other people, who
Who's
is
doing
in charge
amazing in your
of
space? Yeah.
who's doing amazing work in terms of like fighting corona, SMEs, funders, doctors, from anybody who's doing great work in this time to help us fight corona, please nominate them. The website to go to is www.beatingcorona.africa. Yeah. So let me segue back into our conversation. I had to digress for a bit. Yeah. So now
I agree. I think that's important. The beating corona heroes, especially people we don't see on social media who are, doing great stuff. Some people have been feeding their security men in their estates. That's all they've been doing. That's
it's crazy.
something. Some people are just sharing their salary, So if you know anybody, just nominate them.
Everybody, just do what you can with your stop thinking about what's gonna happen. Just do what you can. Like I think Banky tweeted about like us just doing what we can in our own spaces to help things get better. Yeah, I remember Mochela said that she cooked for 70 policemen, which is because I mean nobody would have assumed that she would cook for policemen. You think that you should go and give to motherless babies and whatever, but her own
but
was
down the front line.
In the front lines, they're out there. They're still trying to protect us. So I think that was a very smart thing for her to do, and it was a very laudable thing for her to do. Yeah. So let me quickly ask you now. I know you have acted plenty film. Me, I know that you have even produced, you have directed, you have done everything. But what is that one movie that's your favorite that you've been in? And that one role that's your favorite role that you've acted in, that you have played. You're like, this role, old doom, is sweet. And you know when you see yourself, you be like, that's an actor. Lala, you are an actor. You should say yourself like, Lala, you did act too. That one role and that one movie. Tell me.
Now, this might sound cliche. First of all, I'm my own hardest critic. I watch myself and I'm like, Jesus, this girl.
Have you met me?
Must you blink? Must you blink? Like even tomorrow, I'm going to post a clip from an old film. And I watched that. When I watched that clip, I'm like, la, must you do your eye like that? But that was,
Someone said, I think it's Dazzling Mirage.
I don't, Dazzling Mirage was very hard. So I don't know that. Every time I watch it, I keep thinking I could have done so much better.
No, but Lala, you acted, you act that film. You know when I watched Dazzling Mirage, I think I was still worried. I mean, it was a movie. It was everywhere. That movie was, and you won the Future Awards prize for. No, sorry, you won the Trailblazer Award for.
Oh, no, I won the AMA.
Oh right.
I won AMA for Dazzling Mirage. Trailblazer, there are no nominations. It's not about one film. It's about like your journey or whatever you do. But I won AMA particularly, which was a big deal because AMA don't play.
I know.
What AMA for Dazzling Mirage?
Yeah.
So you asked me for my favorite. Dazzling Mirage was a hard one for me, and when I watch it, I cringe. So I don't know if it's my favorite.
It happens to all of us. Yeah.
But there are two that are dear to my heart.
Okay.
And it's funny because comedy is actually something I find that I do pretty well, even though I'm very serious. One of my favorite characters ever is Beauty. I play Beauty in a film called Surulere by Mildred Oko.
Yeah. Beauty,
of course, she's not beautiful. The way she did dress, so what? And let me tell you something. Auntie Mildred, God bless her soul. Auntie Mildred said she wanted me to play two roles in that film. So I played an old woman and I played Beauty. That's because Auntie Mildred is an experimentalist. Just saying, Lala, you gotta, I was just like, and so I had to separate the two characters. The old woman, Yoruba woman.
This brings me back to all your acting work that you've done, And so imagine you were not prepared for this time of your life, that time of your life, from all the acting that you have done. Trust us,
Especially
guys. Trust the process.
Exactly, especially the theater training, because I was able to develop that landlady and develop beauty. So, for example, and of course, Auntie Mildred, she will sit with you, you must rehearse, you must work, but you have to come with something. So, one of the reasons I like beauty was I had to give beauty a slant in her mouth. So, I would lift my mouth up like this, and I played the role with my mouth up like that.
Wow.
Throughout, you know, and
piano.
That was something, you know. So beauty is a thing. And I also like Chika in the Royal Hibiscus Hotel. And I'll tell
someone
you
just
why
mentioned,
I like Chika because Chika is also funny, whatever. But when I went to audition for that role, the way they had written the character didn't look like me. The character was meant to be light-skinned, busty, you know. So for me as an actor, I felt like, what am I going to do to make this character as memorable as the writer intended? So hence the chewing gum, for example. So if you watch Royal Hibiscus Hotel, my character, chewing gum is a thing. She's popping gum, it's a thing. She's chewing gum and filing her nails. And the other thing was, for her first few scenes, she didn't have any lines. Now, as an actor, you have to learn to do a lot without speaking. And let me tell you how I know why that character warms my heart. At the premiere, every scene that Chika was in, the audience was laughing, even though she wasn't saying anything. Now, that was some work. Between myself and Ishaya, the director, we had to find it. And so, but when I didn't speak, Chika didn't speak until maybe her third or fourth scene. But she was already a situation in that film.
Memorable, yeah.
Yes, so Chika and beauty are very dear to my heart.
Aww. I need to see the Royal Hibiscus Hotel. I don't know if it's not on Netflix. I just
It's coming to Netflix soon. It's coming to Netflix soon.
Whoop, 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 whoop. Netflix. Speaking of, I'm not going to go to your Netflix corner, but you know, let's not loud it. Lala is not a small fish in this pond, though. Yeah.
Oh,
she's a big fish.
Small me.
That's what, you know what I like people like you? This modesty. Eh? Hey. It's very important because the Bible says God exalts the humble. If I start preaching,
you better preach.
Okay, so now we've spoken about almost everything, and it's been a very, very amazing interview. I mean, I always enjoy talking to you because there's so much wisdom and insight from you. Just before we go, in the future was about young people, celebrating people between the ages of 18 to 31. Not that we don't understand that other people above those ages are doing great work, but that's just what it is, yeah? So, which person who is between the age of 18 to 31 do you think should be nominated for the Future Awards prize for acting this year?
Without batting an eyelid, Swanky JK, the lead actor in Living in Bondage. And also because, the Future Awards, it's about a year in view. It's not because he's the only one. But when you're talking about the year in view, Swanky. And I think he acted his whole life, his whole career inside that Living in Bondage.
Oh, no, he did the most.
And I'm
so proud of him. Like, that role was phenomenal. Like, nobody else could have. I mean, people could have played, but he played the hell out of that role. And I'm so proud of him.
And one thing for me, I can tell when an actor is hungry. And I don't mean hungry for food, but just hungry to, like, I'm gonna
show,
when an actor stops being hungry, you can tell on screen. When an actor stops working, you can tell, But Swanky, I could tell he's hungry, like he wanted to get it. And when I even spoke with their director Ramsey, when I started hearing some things on set, it merged because he worked hard. They all did, though. They all worked hard. But in terms of the Future Awards and what the Future Awards is looking for and the age range, I would nominate Swanky. So
yeah, that's amazing.
The universe.
This has been very, very insightful. Thank you so much for coming on, Lala. You know that you're a great part of the Future Project, and you're also one of the people that inspire me and inspire a lot of other people. So please keep doing you. Guys, the future awards this year is going to be different. It's nothing like you've ever seen before. So
Yes,
we
so
encourage you guys to nominate the people who you think are doing great work in their spaces. Lala just mentioned Swanky, and I think that he deserves a nomination. Yeah. So to nominate who you think is doing great work, please visit awardsofthefutureafrica.com. Also this year, remember that we're also having a telethon, a 3 to 4 hour telethon that's going to be hosted by myself and the enigmatic Bimbai.
big
Yeah, so
bye.
and this year is so important because a lot of people are risking their lives in the front lines, and a lot of people are spending their monies, their energies, just to ensure that we come out of this thing alive. So please, we're going to be supporting those people. Please nominate somebody who you think is a corona hero. Yeah, who's helping fight this virus. The website to go to is beatingcorona.africa. Yeah, so nominate who you think is doing exceptionally well with this with fighting this virus. Also, for further information and for more interviews like this, please follow this space. It's TFA Africa across all the platforms at Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. I don't think we have TikTok yet, but it's soon coming. I mean, the Future Awards is about the future. The Future Africa is about the future. So TikTok might come inside very soon. But yeah, guys, stay glued to this space. It's a very inspiring space and initiative. The Future Project has done a lot for me and for people like Lala. So also, it can do a lot for you guys. So stay tuned. Lala, thank you so much for coming.
Yeah, and I just want to thank some of my peeps that I see in the comment section.
Yeah.
Luke was here, Jumoke, Temi Ami. You guys, thank you for like always. My mentee Genevieve.
Genevieve, that's another fantastic actress, though. You guys should watch out for her.
Yeah, you people should watch out for her. I've not really, this COVID, I've not been bouncing on her head, but she's coming through. Thanks, Dan, for always coming. And you said, thank you for saying I inspire you. There's more inspiration during my webinar. Go to my
channel. Let's talk about the webinar. Oh my God, how did I forget that? So guys, let me announce to you my pseudo mentor, and would I call her my friend? She used to be my pastor, so she's my egbon.
I'm your friend.
A webinar. So those of you who think you are good actors, those of you who think that you belong to Nollywood, come and see. Yeah. Come and try your power. Try me. Try Lala.
Yes.
In what's this guy's name? What's this funny guy? I forgot his name, but just try Lala. And it's free, guys. Nobody does anything for free, especially in these hard times, these corona times. Nobody does anything for free.
Come and be inspired.
Come and be inspired by Lala. So Lala, what your handle is Lala Akindoju.
At Lala Akindoju. Just go at Lala Akindoju.
It's happening
in my bio. Register.
What date is it happening?
It's on Monday. It's on Monday, 1st of June.
1st. Yeah. Whoop, whoop, whoop. But Lala, I want to be an actor like you, so I can separate room in film and give them Woribo in Transit and IJGB together. Bash.
Come on now. I dare. I feel grand. When you
I go message you.
More.
So guys,
that's all right.
This is free and this is amazing. Thank you, Lala, for doing this. And we really, really need this. We need people who can teach and also inspire. And Lala is doing this for free. So it's amazing. Guys, please, June 1st, set your calendars, set your timers. We have to arrive at that webinar in grand style. Anyway, yeah, it's free. So thank you so much for coming on. I appreciate it. Please do well to follow the conversation on TFA Africa across all the platforms. Thank you so much, Lala. Till I come your way again, stay safe, guys.
Bye.
And Bimbai will be taking over maybe tomorrow. I think tomorrow. So to continue the conversation, of course. Yeah. So bye, guys.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.